Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your questions. Ali and Stevie are here in the studio. Frank Leboeuf and Jurgen Klinsmann join us as well. Despite the emails and the memos and the phone calls that I've had from HR, I'm going to start with this question, Jurgen, because we learnt last week that Alessandro Del Piero has a number of people wandering the world with tattoos of himself. Frank Leboeuf revealed that somebody has his name tattooed on their buttocks. So I ask you, Jurgen, is there someone in the world with a Jurgen Klinsmann tattoo wandering around?
I doubt it.
That's a shame. That is a big shame.
Can I give you an update?
Yes.
I found out the last time I was in Columbus that in fact there is somebody, a lady with a tattoo of me on her body.
Well, do you know what the next question is?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I
have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea.
Did she lose a bet? What happened?
Probably. I hope so.
I mean, you just wouldn't take the chance of losing that bet, would you?
Wow, goodness.
I hope so. Yep, that's right. I found that out, and I didn't know how to react because you're kind of like,
That's quite. Are you diving? Like playing? What are you doing?
Yeah, it wasn't me scoring.
Right. Okay.
We know that.
Okay. All right. I'm getting a bit hot. Let's move on. Stevie, how much did you enjoy Benzema's tap-in goal yesterday? Frank, just to put this into context, this is Stevie last week saying that Benzema only scores tap-ins.
Oh. Do you know what? What a shot. And Thomas tells lies.
Well,
What's an absolute lot of nonsense.
Well, no.
I did not say Benzema only scores tap-in.
What did you say, Stephen?
What happened was, I was asked how good Salah's goal was, right? And somebody said, well, Benzema scored a goal at the weekend. Was it as good? I said, I'll be honest, I don't remember Benzema scoring any goal like that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this snowballs to you saying, Benzema only scores tap-in.
Right.
So that's where we are.
I'm pretty sure.
It was a fantastic goal.
Yes.
It was an important goal.
Yes.
It's a goal that all of us can say over the last few years, we've seen those types of goals over and over and over.
So
and I'm not saying it's not a great goal.
You're downplaying it.
I'm just
by saying that, we see them all the time.
I'm just telling you that the goal that Salah scores, please tell me the last time you saw one of them.
Yeah, but
that's
in a major international final, a goal of that quality.
And clearly you don't like the truth, so what's the point?
For Jurgen, England or the Netherlands, who were the bigger rivals in international football during your time with Germany?
Well, during my time, definitely the Netherlands, Holland, because we faced them in the '88 European Championship and semi-finals, then 2 years later in the World Cup in the round of 16, and it went back and forth, and it had a great rivalry also with the players that were playing for AC Milan, with Rijkaard, Gullit, Van Basten, and I played there alongside Lothar Matthäus and Danny Brehme for Inter Milan. So in many ways, during my time, at least, it was the bigger rivalry was with Holland than it actually was with England.
On the subject of England, Jurgen, why have you got the Italy scarf in the final in which they beat England in the summer of the Euros? I feel that's an unnecessary addition to your background.
No, don't listen to him.
I don't think that needs to be there.
Yeah, so I collected those ones at the European Championship. So this is actually from I think the Italian one. This one is from the Spain game. And then the England one is with Italy, so you can kind of turn them around. So the Tottenham one is on the other side is Inter Milan because it's a Legends game that they did for that. So I'm flexible. I try to create always a little bit of a different background for you guys.
Did I hear a story that you told during the Euros that during Euro '96, when you beat England and went on to win it, that the German team was singing "It's Coming Home" in the dressing room?
Definitely we did. Yes, absolutely. So during that, during the Euros,
fantastic.
It was really fun because during the Euros this song came out and it's a gorgeous song. Football's coming home for the English. So we then end up and win the tournament, and so we took that song home and in the locker room we were singing it. We were singing it in the bus. We were singing it already on the way to the stadium for the final against the Czech Republic. And then the nicest part came that when we flew home on our plane we flew into Frankfurt, where we had then a reception. But on the plane, we were seeing basically footballers coming home, and then we looked to the left and the right outside of the plane, and two jet fighters from the German army basically accompanied us into the airport, you know, and gave us a thumb up, and we were just singing "Football's coming home," and for the German fans, it took a couple of weeks until they caught up with it. But no, it was fun, and we loved the song.
Yeah, great.
In English too.
Maybe you should get your own song. Meanwhile, question for the World Cup winners. What was your worst hotel experience during a World Cup? And when the competition starts, did you feel like we're going to win this? Let's start off with Frank, who will moan about hotels because he has very high standards. Frank?
Of course, you know me. Well, we played the World Cup, played the first World Cup in France, and we every time came back to the castle that we have, and the academy center that we have in France, nearby Paris. So we had no complaint whatsoever. In 2002, we didn't stay long enough to complain about anything about our football. So I didn't ever complain about any hotel. But I remember playing my first cap. It was a qualification for the '96 World Cup. We had to play in Poland, and we play in Zabrze, which is in Poland, but I don't know where. I think it's nearby Germany. We had the worst hotel that I ever been in my life. And that was kind of an experience to go there.
Jurgen, the second part of the question, when you won the World Cup, at the start of it, did you look around and think, yeah, this team is good enough to go all the way?
Definitely in the 90 World Cup that we had, which we ended up winning, and the 94 World Cup in the United States as well. We thought, you know, especially after we had then also the players from East Germany joining us, that we had a team that could go all the way and to win in the United States as well. 94, in 98, not anymore. In 98, we didn't have the chemistry, we didn't have the quality anymore, so we lost in the quarterfinals pretty early. But in the previous two tournaments, we had the feeling that when we started the tournament, we are good enough to win it.
Can I tell you that I watched Jurgen Klinsmann in the '98 World Cup against the United States in the Parc des Princes, where he scored a beautiful goal.
Oh.
Yes, ball was crossed to the far post. He brings it down and then finished beautifully. Yeah, and I was in that goal seeing it. I said, look at that. Beautiful. And now I'm working with a guy. What a moment. What a moment.
Sucking up. Go and get
No, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. He said that the '98 World Cup wasn't a great experience. It was a great experience for me.
Go and get a tattoo.
What was it like Mexico '86, Stevie? Did you look around? Because you must have looked around that Scotland team and thought we're good enough to at least get out of the group.
No, we looked at the German team and thought they're good enough to win this.
Right.
You talked about hotels. For some reason, the pre-warm-up, we were all paired off.
Okay.
We had a roommate.
Right.
But for some reason, when the World Cup started and we got to Mexico, we had single rooms.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's awful.
Why?
Well, you sat lying in your bed. Well, because every afternoon you're going for a sleep. You try to get rested, and
You're a grown man. Why do you want to be sharing with somebody else?
see, you don't understand that.
No, I don't.
He needs a babysitter.
You need somebody to make the tea for you and all that stuff. Honestly, it was awful. We were in a room on our own. You're lying in bed like that all afternoon, waiting on 5 or 6 o'clock to go back down and actually make contact with somebody.
Really?
Aye, it was awful.
Oh.
And of course, you could understand everything that was going on TV. Yes?
Oh yeah. Well, the good thing was I was Spanish, so my Spanish was
Yeah.
Flying.
Phenomenal,
Flying,
yes.
Natural.
All right, Steve, let's take you back to...
Boys, can you please explain to him the importance of having a roommate?
Okay,
Because he clearly doesn't get
No,
it.
I
He's
don't-
like, what are you telling me about your big baby?
All right, okay, well, let's... Frank, did you want a roommate? Did you have a roommate? Did it affect you?
No, I hated it, and I started the single room for everybody at Chelsea. So it tells you how far away from Stevie I am, you know. And I don't understand him. I don't want somebody snoring next to me or going to pee 3 times during the night. And it's not my wife, so I don't want anybody next to me.
Well, I tell you what.
Well, that's right, Jurgen. You have the vote on this. Is it a good or bad thing to have a roommate?
No, it was very similar to Frank. Yeah.
Yes.
No, don't give me a roommate.
Like a normal person. Yes.
So much for me then.
Oh my goodness. Let's take you back to your happy place, Stevie.
Oh, yeah,
Who was your roommate at Liverpool then? Who was like your mate?
Grobbler.
Bruce Grobbler, yeah?
yeah.
You two.
Yeah, there were not too many quiet moments.
Which is your personal favourite Anfield moment, Stevie? And why?
Oh, dear. Oh. I'm going to say, there was obviously lots of them.
Yes.
But I'm going to say, in my first derby at Merseyside derby at Anfield,
Yeah.
I scored with a diving header from about 12 yards out into the cop. And as phenomenal as that was, after the game, I was thinking about it. And it was like a switch in my head that went, you absolutely deserve to be here and you should play here.
Cool.
Just that,
Yeah.
you know, because you always doubt whether am I good enough to be one of these guys.
Yeah.
And that kind of just cemented it in my brain that, you know what, I can do this. I should be here.
Oh, nice.
With or without a roommate.
With or with a
regardless.
roommate, exactly.
Preferably with a
This is from Ali. What's the best goal Jurgen has ever scored? What is it, Jurgen?
Well, I think, you know, because of the timing of the goal, it was a bicycle kick I did against Bayern Munich when I played still for Stuttgart in 1987. Because at
we've
that
got it.
game
Look at
was
this
Franz
organisation.
Beckenbauer. You got that. Look at that.
Oh, wow. And look at that hair. Look at that hair.
Number 3. Number
Yeah.
I'm going to say, was it?
Number 3. Unbelievable.
Oh, Jurgen.
Just flowing in the wind.
Wow. Why number 3, Jurgen?
No, because my former coach there, Arie Haan, former Dutch player, he had the idea to fool around a bit with the numbers, and now and then he gave different numbers out to the players. So he gave me a number 3. But the good part of that goal was that Franz Beckenbauer was in the stand, and a month later I played my first cap for Germany against Brazil. So that's I think that goal basically was my door opener to international football.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Look at that. Well. Keeper maybe could have
Fast.
Well, we'd seen it. You might have done.
Oh, that's Schumacher. That's Harald Schumacher.
there you go.
Goalkeeper. Wasn't it?
Final question.
No,
Ali-
Jean-Marie Pfaff.
Oh, there you go.
Jean-Marie Pfaff, come on,
you
from
go.
Belgium.
Oh,
From
okay.
Belgium, Frank.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Belgian guys. Sorry, yeah. Yeah. My
We're
bad.
live, Frank. We can't even edit that out. Great, thanks. Right, final question. Ali, who do you think has come the closest in comparison to your legendary diving status in the current group of players across top leagues? Oh.
Wow. First of all, I wasn't a diver. I drew fouls.
Right.
Okay, I wasn't a flat-out driver.
No.
I wasn't a flat-out diver,
On
Stevie.
occasions,
Come
you
on.
drew flow.
You were a
On
striker.
occasion-
No.
You were a
On
diver. You were a
occasions,
striker.
you drew fouls. But I'll tell you what.
Right.
Okay,
You could fall over at a little gust of wind. You would be flat.
Arjen Robben
Right.
would have been a good
Yeah.
example.
Luis Suarez has got to be around.
Luis
there.
Suarez. Luis Suarez.
Suarez.
Hey, Luis Suarez, I'll tell you what. When we hold the diving camps,
Yes.
we will bring Luis Suarez
Yes.
to have a special appearance.
Yeah.
Because he can give some information to the kids.
Jurgen, when you think of you and Spurs, you think of that iconic celebration of you diving. How premeditated was that?
Well, it was a brilliant idea by Teddy Sheringham, you know, and
Yeah.
obviously, you know, they came up with that story because of the 90 World Cup semi-final that we had there, and so that was my reception when I went to England, and they came up with the diving story, and when we came for the first game in the Premier League then to Sheffield Wednesday, we drove up with the bus to the stadium, and then there were thousands of Sheffield Wednesday fans holding up signs with 5.7, 5.8, 5.9, making a huge fun out of this this topic. And then Teddy Sheringham in the bus said, Jurgen, you know what? You score a goal today, we all gonna do a dive, you know, and that was my introduction to the Premier League. I scored a goal, the whole team went down for a dive, which we did then a week later again, because his son was a little boy at that time. He said to his dad, Dad, you gotta tell Jurgen that if he scores again, he gotta do a dive again, because all the kids in all the parks in London are diving all over the place after every goal they score. So,
I remember that.
No,
I was
it
very,
turned
very
out
young at the time. I remember that.
In a funny story.
Yeah, very cool.
So are you saying that you were diving in the parks as well?
Everybody was. Everyone at school was diving because of Jurgen doing it. It was brilliant. That was it. Thank you very much, everyone. ESPN FC is back on your screens tomorrow. We're all going home to our rooms, apart from Stevie.
No, Ellen is there.
Still has Bruce Grobbelaar come round, tuck him in. That is it. We'll be back tomorrow for more. Bye-bye. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.